Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Literally What. Happy Saturday. I hope everyone has had an amazing week. And yeah, I'm trying to get on that Saturday schedule so that you guys always know when you can find me. So we're doing the whole Saturday thing officially, especially since, as I mentioned, next Monday is my 1 year of podcasting, which is actually insane to me. So we are going to go into year 2 more organized than ever. And yeah, I'm super excited. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, or I guess, when did I post? I forget. But I am doing a giveaway on my Instagram. That's going to be posted on Monday. Just a small little giveaway, but just to show my appreciation to you guys who have been here with me for a year. So crazy. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into some hot gossip, hot take, stories, and advice. So I will have you saying literally what? Okay, guys, first I have to say I have been in the full fall spirit. My husband and I have been watching a Halloween movie every single night. We bought a Halloween gingerbread house yesterday that I am so excited for, and I'm doing my annual rewatch of Gilmore Girls. And I feel like every year, there's the cat, but every year I watch Gilmore Girls, I learn a little bit something I didn't really know, and I tend to forget everything that happened. I knew going into watching this, I didn't like Dean as a boyfriend for Rory, and I know that, they end up breaking up, and like the big major plots of it, but I just finished the episode where he dumps her. You guys, the characters that I feel like are written for this show suck. They're awful. He basically broke up with her because she didn't say I love you back, and then he became so toxic, so manipulative. I actually hate him. And then the fact that he's just walking around like trying to make everyone feel sorry for him and Rory feel bad for him, that the whole town hates him. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that everyone watching the show hates you too. It just really is making me mad. And now I remember, I love Gilmore Girls, but there's so many parts of it that just make me so angry at these characters. And they are so amazingly written, especially the ones that have those really great character developments throughout the season. But some of these people and the characters just suck. I also don't like Rory, so that, it's kind of annoying rewatching because I just don't like watching her storylines, which I know is crazy because she's literally one of the main characters, but it's just part of, I guess, the journey. You're not going to like everyone that you watch on TV, but it's a really great show. And yeah, been binging that for sure. Another thing, I wanted to bring this up because I read something or heard something and I was like, I haven't thought about this since I was a kid living in my old neighborhood. So have any of you guys ever been booed in your neighborhood or have heard of it or anything like that? Because I remember now that it was such a big part of Halloween for me and my childhood. So basically in our neighborhood, I don't remember who would start it, but you would basically leave a gift or whatever on a neighbor's doorstep. You would kind of ding dong ditch, or maybe you didn't ding dong ditch because isn't that illegal? I don't know. But you would leave something on the doorstep. And then there would be a piece of paper that everyone in the neighborhood gets, and you print it out and it says you've been booed. You put it in your window on your door so that the other neighbors know who's been booed or not. And basically the goal is you want to go around and boo everyone in your neighborhood. And I was like, I don't remember why I heard of it again, but it just reminded me, oh my gosh, I used to love that growing up and I want to bring it back. But I mean, it's I feel like more difficult to go leaving stuff on strangers' doorsteps nowadays. But if you are in a neighborhood and you aren't doing that, maybe bring that back because that was really fun. And it just made me think of just life and being a kid and how fun that was to get booed, and you would always wait and you didn't want to be the last house to get booed, right? Because you wanted to be the one that knew everyone in the neighborhood so that they would boo you. And then it was oh well, if they booed them, does that mean that they don't like me as much as the other neighbor? Well, neighborhood drama as a 10-year-old, but that was always so fun and I want to do that again. But anyway, that was my little thoughts of the day. Yeah, just again, friendly reminders, if you're not following the Instagram, go follow. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube, go subscribe because I post my episodes every single week. And what else? I think that's everything. So we can get into all of our stories. We have some really great ones. If my cat doesn't want to stop being a little psychopath, because he was laying so nicely, literally the whole morning, he's just been laying, just chilling. And then anytime I sit down to podcast, he actually turns into Spider-Man and a psychopath. So that's great for me. But we have some really great stories as always. I mean, when do I not bring you guys with the top stories? And And I need to stop saying because I have been noticing I've been saying it a lot. So I'm going to make it a priority to not say that word anymore. And if I do, anytime I say it, you guys have to like, I don't know, do something. I don't really know. Alrighty, our first story is kind of exciting. Nothing too surprising because The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is renewed for a season 2, and they actually are renewed for 20 more episodes. I don't know if that means the season 2 is going to be long. I highly doubt they're going to have a 20 episode season. So I'm assuming it's going to be renewed for a season 2 and 3 because, again, I mean, the hype it got, it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone, I'm sure, binged it in a day, and everyone is wanting more. So they gave us what we want, and that is a season 2. And per TMZ, and honestly just following all the girls on Instagram, they are all coming back for season 2, including Whitney, everyone. Yes, and I'll say it again. Like, I just can't find it in myself to hate this woman, and I'm really glad she's coming back for a season 2 because, honestly, she's the only one that's giving this show personality. And if she wasn't there, I mean, come on, let's be real. Let's think about this logistically, okay? We need her on the show. So yeah, the first season, which premiered with 8 episodes on September 6th, it was the most watched unscripted season premiere on Hulu this year, and it was also in the top 10 original series for the week that it was on Hulu, ranking number 7 among streaming originals, and the new episodes are going to be dropping in the spring of 2025, which honestly is not that bad because I'm sure they're going to be filming now through the spring. So it's honestly not that bad of a wait because let me think, October. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll be filming for like 3 to 4 months and then we'll get it 5 to 6 months after. So I think that's a pretty good timeline and we're not gonna have to be waiting. I feel like most seasons, sometimes it's like you have to wait a whole year. And I'm like, okay, but then it's not really relevant. Like I wanna know what's going on now. I wish they could film it in real time because I feel like that would make it so much more interesting and fun. But, you know, we'll see. And another thing, the fact that they left off season 1 with that really weird cliffhanger that just, it seemed very produced. I'm sorry. And I wonder if they're going to bring the girl on the show and if Dakota's going to be involved at all, because obviously, like we talked about last week, they are, I'm pretty sure, broken up. So it's going to be interesting to see who they bring on. And I'm very surprised. I would say that Jen is coming back because her husband was such a little bitch about everything last year, or last season. So that surprised me that she's coming back. And I don't know, just an interesting couple for sure. So yeah, I'm excited. And it honestly can't come soon enough because not many shows are like that bingeable for me to where it's like a show I haven't seen. Oh my God, this freaking cat. Yeah, I'm talking to you. But anyways, I am very excited for season 2. I think it's going to be even better than season 1. And hopefully all the girls can just make up and continue on with filming their lives together. Okay, our next story is something I just found out about yesterday, and now I am fully invested, even though it really only lasted about a day, because the whole thing was solved very quickly. But if you haven't already heard of the TikTok rug girl, I'm going to fill you in, give you a deep dive on what happened. And lucky for you, there is an ending, and this is not an unsolved case, even though I kind of think it is an unsolved case still because too many things happen that I don't believe it's done and over with. But that said, this all happened on TikTok, and this girl basically posted a TikTok video saying she thought her house was haunted, and then she was going to build a fence and dug up a little hole in her yard and found a rug. She posted this on TikTok, okay? Now, you know how people on TikTok they read into everything, and basically all the comments were telling her, you need to call the police. You need to call the police because that's where there's a rug, you know, buried in your backyard, which it is. And there was also a tree planted on top of where the rug was, which is also very suspicious. So by this point, I think when she first posted, she had like a few thousand followers. Today, I believe she's almost at 2 million if she hasn't already passed it yet. And this ended up getting like national news on ABC News, like all of that. It was insane. So basically, she did end up calling the cops. 2 policemen came over to her house, looked at the hole with the rug. They said, yes, this is very strange. You don't really see this. I said, I knew it. I almost said it again. But they basically said, we don't want to use our resources and do all of this because we don't really know if there's anything here. So they left. Well, of course, her TikTok following, she kept posting videos. They kept getting a ton of views. And she decided she was just going to start digging it up herself. She would just post, different videos about that. And, I think when something is starting to go viral on TikTok, you're going to want to keep posting about it because people are going to be interested in that. And she just kept posting. So eventually, what I believe happened is these videos got so popular, maybe a wife or someone of one of the police at the department were like, hey, you actually need to look into this because it's going viral and like it could be something there. I don't know what happened, but she did end up getting a call back from the police department, and they basically said, hey, we actually do want to investigate this further. So to whoever convinced them, thank you, because it kind of would have been boring, I think, if nothing happened with it. But anyway, they ended up bringing 2 cadaver dogs to see what was going on. The first one sits and the second one sits. And they sat a little bit further apart from each other, which people were like, oh my gosh, it could be like a longer dead body. I mean, you know how people's minds are racing. So they did both sit. And that basically marks that there is something there, whether it's blood, something dead, we don't know what it was. So then they started to dig, and they brought in, I think it was called an excavator. They had her whole house, in the crime scene tape. It was a big thing. There were news reporters. I mean, it was crazy. And so she's just, in her house, like looking out her window, watching all this go down, filming the whole thing. Very interesting, honestly. I watched one of the lives, and it was very interesting. So basically, I was on her live yesterday. This was around 12:30 on Friday when they were kind of digging things up. And then about 2 or 3 hours later, she went on live again. And basically, there was nothing that was found. And it was just kind of like a relief, but also, what the heck's going on? So basically, the police went up to her and said, we basically just pulled out, things of carpet. It wasn't a fully rolled up carpet. Sometimes if they're rebuilding homes or if they're taking buildings down a long time ago, they could have just buried these rubber rugs, whatever, and just didn't want to pay to have them hauled off. Anything could have happened, and it doesn't necessarily mean that there was something, fishy down there. And then she goes, well, why did both of the dogs sit? And they said, if someone had a nosebleed on the rug, they could have marked that. It really could have been anything. So that was the end of that. Now, my thoughts after this whole thing was going on, in my head, I was like, surely there has to be something that's down there, because first of all, who buries a rug? Okay. And even if the rug was buried there somehow, we don't really know why, whatever, that's not the weird part. Who plants a tree over a rug? Thirdly, the 2 cadaver dogs who both sat, and it's not as if they sat in the same place. They sat in different places. And yes, I can get a dog can mess up once, but two dogs and marking it just seemed a little weird. And so then there were all these people saying, well, maybe something happened on the rug and then they buried the 2 things separately. Surely something had to have happened. Maybe they should have digged further than the rug. Maybe they should have dug where the other dog was sitting. All these thoughts going on. And we might never know if anything actually happened, but what a way to get the whole world just invested in this. And it was crazy. It was fun for me to be a part of and to be on the live and kind of see it all go down. And the day that they started digging, I just started watching the first video she posted, watched all of them in the span of like 20 minutes. I got super invested, and then go on her live and find out it's nothing. So it was fun for a while. I mean, I'm glad there isn't a dead body, but it would have been, I don't know, kind of cool to see like something go down and it be like this big case that blows up and explodes, and I don't know. But if you didn't hear about that, definitely go watch the videos because it was really interesting and fun to kind of watch and follow for the last day or two. But yeah, that was that. Okay, next story is about KRISTIN CAVALLARI and Mark Estes, who did break up. And this ended up resulting in their reality show for the Montana Boys being fast-tracked. So we did not talk about when KRISTIN CAVALLARI and Mark ESTES got together, just because A, I didn't really know about them, and B, I didn't think it was a big deal, but it's turned into this whole big thing because she, I think, is 37, he was 24, and them dating, you know, was this whole thing. And then she ended up breaking up with him because she said long term it wouldn't have worked, which, yeah, obviously he's 24, he has like a lot of life to live, she has kids, I'm sure it just like long term wouldn't have worked out. But, you know, I'm sure there was two good looking people, I'm sure they had fun together. But they started dating publicly in February. He, I believe, messaged her through their Montana Boys TikTok account. Now, I'm just going to be real, I don't really know who the Montana Boys are, but apparently most of my friends do. A lot of people know who they are. I just like, I don't know why. I just never even really heard of these men, but it's 3 guys, and I guess they're getting a reality show that's going to be following their lives in Nashville. And I mean, I'm not going to be watching it, but I just thought, hey, everyone's talking about it. Maybe one of my viewers actually knows a little bit more about it. But basically, once this breakup was, I guess, public, I think it happened October 2nd, and then October 3rd, the production picked up the cameras and started filming for this reality show. And it was a lot sooner than everyone was anticipating. So they are going to be filming over the next few weeks and just kind of follow their sudden rise to fame and also the aftermath of the relationship he had with KRISTIN. So I don't know. I don't understand like just these people who get these reality shows, and it's like, I want a reality show on, I don't know, just something that would interest, I think, a lot of people. Like, they have the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. What about like the Secret Lives of Teachers or the Secret Life? I don't know, just something that is more interesting than 3 20-year-old boys who live in Nashville. Because I just really don't see a ton of people watching this. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have a ton of fans, but it's just so weird to me that they have a reality TV show coming out. Because I could think of a lot of things that I would want to watch a show on, and that's really not one of them. But anyway, if you were excited for this reality show, it looks like it's going to be happening sooner rather than later because they're filming a lot earlier than they had anticipated. So there you go. I guess a good thing came out of the breakup for him because now he gets a TV show. Okay, next story is about the one, the only, the Christmas queen, MARIAH CAREY. And as we all know, she really just is the epitome of Christmas, and how lucky for her to know that she will always be relevant when that Christmas time is coming around. And what like a good place to be in your career. She can really just do whatever she wants, but she knows Christmas time is her time and the whole world is going to be singing her song. And that's just like, I don't know. I feel like that's just what a great way to be a famous person and to know that this is your time and it'll always be your time and you're always going to be relevant at this time. And of Christmas time of all times, like that's the best time of year. But anyway, MARIAH CAREY is reminding fans that Christmas isn't here yet. And she is still defrosting, which I think is just so funny. But basically, she posted an Instagram video. Looks like it was on a private plane. How fancy for her. And she captioned it to those asking, not yet, meaning that it's not her time. And I just thought it was really cute and really funny. Especially, I'm sure you've seen those videos where it's her song, like you can barely hear it. It's kind of like a ghost singing and everyone's like, oh my gosh, like it's coming. She's around the corner. She's defrosting, and all the memes of her defrost. It's just like, I love it. And I love Christmas time. I love her song. And I just love how she just like handles the whole situation. And I'm sure it's so fun for her. And I just like imagine being known for Christmas and a Christmas song like that. Like that would just be the best. And just to know that she's always relevant. And yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I'm in a place in my life where I am waiting until after Halloween, maybe after Thanksgiving. Well, I'll probably decorate a little bit before Thanksgiving, but I'm trying to let it, you know, I'm letting her defrost. I'm going to let the Christmas time defrost. I'm not going to rush into it, and I'm going to give it some time. So I'm not in my Christmas head yet. I'm still trying to be in my Halloween, Thanksgiving, but it's hard, you know, because it's always just in the back of your head, Christmas time. No matter what day, what month, what year, you're always thinking about Christmas, I feel like, in the back of your head. So yeah, anyway, our next story is kind of exciting because it's 2 of my favorite people, at least as of right now. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi are starring in a film together. And I love this because Jacob Elordi is like, I love him so much. Margot Robbie, I think she is just really talented and is in a great spot right now where she's pregnant right now. And then she was producing a Sims movie, and then she was in the Barbie movie. Now she's in this movie. And I'm like, how do you do it? But I think she's just such an amazing human being. And to see these two in a movie together, it's rare when there's a movie that the two cast members I like really love, because, you know, we had Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler who were just great together, or Jennifer Aniston and Adams, just like those pairings. And it's like, I wish we had a pairing like that in today's world and in those movies, but nothing will ever compare to some of those earlier rom-coms. I don't think this is a rom-com though, because they are going to be in the movie Wuthering Heights. And let me just say, is this a book that was a required reading in school? Because I either didn't read it or I just don't remember and totally have blocked it out of my head. But I feel like this is a book that we had to read. Was it not? But I don't even know what it's about. So let me look for a second, because is it I thought it was Withering, but I guess it's Wuthering Heights. Okay. It's the only novel by English author Emily. Well, why would you only... If she had this successful of a book, why did she only write one of them? Is that not weird? Where's like just a summary? Okay, the basic story. So it's a gothic novel that follows the anti-hero Heathcliff as he gets revenge of the people who kept him away from his love, Kathy Earnshaw. Okay, wait, this actually seems like kind of... Okay, so surely this wasn't a book we had to read. I don't know. This doesn't seem like a plot that we would have read in school, but I'm honestly very excited for this. So Jacob Elordi is playing Heathcliff, Margot Robbie is playing Catherine. Interesting. I don't know, like, because the name is so familiar, but I just have no memory of this ever being a thing in school. But I am honestly excited for this. But I don't know, like the two of them together, it doesn't seem like the perfect fit. It just like seems a little weird, because I feel like she has to be older than him, right? Or it could be wrong. Like her in the Barbie movie, like with Ryan Reynolds, that like fit. But this is just like, okay, she's 34. Jacob Elordi, 27. Okay, I don't know. Also, did you guys see that he's still dating Olivia Jade? And like, I used to watch all of Olivia Jade's YouTube videos, and like I was obsessed with her, and now they're like still together, and I'll see pictures of them like on vacation, and I'm like, that's just like a good fitting couple. Like, you know, I still can't believe that he was ever with Joey King though. That to me, like, I'll never understand. But anyway, this should be good. This will be a movie that I'll definitely want to go see, just because again, I know like both of them. So and our last story is some movie news, which is the most exciting news I have heard in forever. Like, actually, when I saw this, I actually, like, I freaked out, because this is the best thing to have been announced in a very long time. And that is, there is going to be a Princess Diaries 3. And I have Shut Up playing in my mind right now, because this movie, I remember we had this on DVD, and my sister and I, whenever we were driving somewhere on vacation, I'm pretty sure this would be the only movie we would watch, and we would watch it on replay, because it's one of those movies where it's so nostalgic, but it's also like, who doesn't want to be a princess? Who doesn't want to find out when they're like not the most popular kid in high school or middle school, whatever she was, to learn that no, you're actually a princess. And like, just the whole movie, I mean, and the references, like when people are getting married and they'll have we take this and this and give you it's just like, it's so good. It is so good. And movies like don't get much better than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, it's a good movie. Anyway, following the announcement of sequels for Freaky Friday, The Devil Wears Prada, another early 2000s classic has received a long-awaited follow-up. And this honestly came as a surprise to me, because I remember they did an interview where they said like they didn't really think if there would ever be another Princess Diaries, and now it's like there is, and it's just the best thing ever. Anyway, so The Princess Diaries 3 has found its director more than 20 years after the 2004 Princess Diaries 2 and the original 2001 film. So Adele Lim, she wrote the script for the 2021 Disney animated film Raya and the Last Dragon and Crazy Rich Asians. And honestly, that Crazy Rich Asians is like one of my favorite movies in the whole entire world. But she said, I'm beyond excited to be a part of bringing the third iteration of this beloved franchise to life. We look forward to celebrating its core tenets of female power, joy, and mentorship with audiences worldwide. And then Anne Hathaway even posted a Instagram video announcing it as well. So good. It just like made my whole day, and like I am genuinely like so excited for this. It's going to be so good. But yeah, that's all for today, folks. I know this is a shorter one, but that's the thing with like, I try to find stories that are actually good, not necessarily boring. And I don't remember, did I post on Monday or Tuesday? I forget, but normally I have like a full week of stories. And this week, I gotta say, it's been kind of slow. You celebrities need to like be picking it up, honestly. But yeah, I think that's it for this week. Again, I am going to be on a every Saturday schedule. I promise you guys, in year 2, it's going to be more organized so that you guys know what's happening, what's going on, when to look out for the next episode. So every Saturday, you can sit your butt down in your bed, in the car, in the shower, wherever you listen to your podcast, and listen to me every single Saturday. You know what I mean? Because that's just like, I love Saturdays because it's not Friday, because Friday we're still working, and then that's like your rest time. And then Saturday is kind of like your really relaxed time. And then Sunday is just Sunday Scaries. And I don't really want to be posting on Sunday Scaries, honestly. So Saturdays it is. But yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in. If you're not following the Instagram, make sure to give that a follow, because in 2 days, the giveaway is going to be announced. Nothing crazy. Just want to show my appreciation for you guys. Go subscribe to the YouTube. Also, the TikTok. I have a TikTok for the podcast as well. It's Literally What Podcast. And one day I'll have all of my socials have like the same name. I think my Instagram has like 3,000 Y's and T's, and like it's a whole thing. But yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, that you have a great next week. Do something fun. I think I'm going to a pumpkin patch and corn maze tomorrow. So I'm really in my fall like time. Like I'm embracing it. I'm trying not to think of Christmas. You know what I mean? It's still defrosting. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you again for all your support and for tuning in. And I will see you next week for some more hot gossip, hot take, stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what? Bye, guys.